As we continue to look ahead at all the noteworthy and exciting titles coming in 2024, it's worth highlighting at least some of the many great Black-led projects. Along with the return of major action franchises from Beverly Hills to Miami and beyond, there's animated, biographical, and dramatic releases on both the big and small screens. We're looking at the most anticipated Black-led shows and movies of 2024 on this week's What to Watch.
Innocent black men are in prison.
How many more have to be slain for America to say enough is enough?
Streaming on National Geographic and Disney Plus in February is the biographical drama series Genius MLKLX. This anthology show began on Nat Geo back in 2017 and has covered the lives of Einstein, Picasso, and Aretha, no last names needed. This season will follow the lives of Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X. And in the role of Dr. King will be Kelvin Harrison Jr., who played B.B. King in Elvis a couple years ago, and Malcolm X will be played by Aaron Pierre, who's voicing Mufasa in the upcoming Lion King prequel.
They didn't bring up that we'd be paired until the last interview.
It's an old KGB tactic. And you draw less attention as a couple.
First up is the spy comedy series Mr. and Mrs. Smith, arriving on Prime Video in February. Based on the 2005 film of the same name, Donald Glover and Maya Erskine play the title roles, who in this iteration are actually strangers who end up working for a mysterious spy agency and have to pretend to be married. It was created by Glover and Francesca Sloan, who was most recently a writer on Glover's show Atlanta, a show, by the way, that has earned Glover Emmys for both writing and directing.
Sometimes the messenger has to become the message.
Another Black-led film coming to theaters is the upcoming Bob Marley One Love. The title role is handled by Kingsley Ben-Adir, best known for hit shows like The OA and Peaky Blinders, along with playing Malcolm X in Amazon's One Night in Miami. So he knows a thing or two about playing a cultural icon. And Bob Marley's wife, Rita Marley, is played by Marvel star Lashana Lynch. One Love, which tells the story of Marley's rise to fame until his death in 1981, was directed by Ronaldo Marcus Green from the Oscar-nominated King Richard. And he wrote the script with a handful of people, including Boardwalk Empire creator Terrence Winter. Coming to Netflix in March is the biopic Shirley. Regina King stars in this one as Shirley Chisholm, the first black woman to be elected to Congress, as the film covers her 1972 presidential run. King is joined by a supporting cast that includes Terrence Howard, Andre Holland, and the late Lance Reddick in one of his final roles. The film was written and directed by John Ridley, who owns a Best Adapted Screenplay Oscar for 12 Years a Slave.
Tashi Duncan, she's gonna turn a whole family into millionaires. She'll have a fashion line, a foundation.
Opening in theaters in late April is the romantic sports dramedy Challengers. This film stars Zendaya as a one-time tennis prodigy turned coach who is married to a tennis champion on a losing streak. To help turn things around, she sets up a challenger match between her husband and his former best friend, who is also her former lover. Drama. Mike Faist and Josh O'Connor round out the main cast, with visionary director Luca Guadagnino doing his thing behind the camera. He also produced Challengers alongside Amy Pascal and Zendaya, while working once again with Oscar-winning composers Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross on the score.
Remember, knock and talk.
Yeah, knock, knock.
Miami PD, get down! What the hell happened to knock and talk?
Hands behind your head right now.
I got this.
Keeping the Bad Boys franchise alive this year will be the fourth installment coming in June. After waiting 8 and then 17 years between sequels, the Bad Boys, aka Will Smith and Martin Lawrence, are back just 4 years after number 3, Bad Boys for Life, which was a box office success. Along with Smith and Lawrence returning as detectives Mike and Marcus will be Vanessa Hudgens, reprising her role from the third installment. And among the new cast members are Rhea Seehorn, Ian Gruffett, and DJ Khaled as a character named Manny the Butcher.
Detective Foley, you ever read your own files? Shootouts, start of the piece, a lot.
Please tell me you didn't get arrested again. Twice, but I broke out.
Streaming on Netflix in July will be the highly anticipated Beverly Hills Cop, Axel F. It's a good year to be wearing a Detroit Lions jacket, and I'm not even talking about the action on the field, and that's because Axel Foley and his signature look are back after 30 years with the franchise's fourth installment. Along with Eddie Murphy reprising his famous role as Axel, fans will no doubt recognize a bunch of people from past films like Judge Reinhold, Paul Reiser, and Bronson Pinchot. And joining them will be some fresh faces like Taylor Page as Axel's estranged daughter, along with Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Kevin Bacon. Coming to theaters in August will be the sports biopic Flint Strong. This film is based on a 2015 documentary called T-Rex about a pro boxer Clarissa T-Rex Shields and her training for the 2012 Olympics. She'll be played by Ryan Destiny in this one, with Judy Greer and Brian Tyree Henry in supporting roles. Flint Strong marks the directorial debut for Rachel Morrison, the first woman ever to be nominated for a Best Cinematography Oscar for Mudbound. And among the producers for the film is Barry Jenkins, best known for directing and co-writing the Oscar-winning Moonlight. Bringing some animated flavor to this list and to theaters in December is Mufasa the Lion King. Directed by Barry Jenkins of Moonlight fame, this film serves as a prequel to the photorealistic CGI version of The Lion King from 2019 and the 1994 original too, of course. Reprising their roles from the 2019 version will be Seth Rogen, Billy Eichner, and John Caney, with Aaron Pierre and Kelvin Harrison Jr. stepping in as younger versions of Mufasa and his brother Scar, respectively. Another Netflix offering this year will be the drama film The Piano Lesson. This is an adaptation of August Wilson's 1987 play of the same name and features John David Washington, Samuel L. Jackson, Danielle Deadwyler, Ray Fisher, Erykah Badu, and Corey Hawkins among the cast, a few of whom are reprising roles from the 2022 stage production. Denzel Washington is among the producers for The Piano Lesson, which was directed and co-written by Malcolm Washington, brother of John David, in his directorial and screenwriting debut. There you have it, some of the most anticipated Black-led shows and movies of 2024. Be sure to let us and your fellow viewers know in the comments what you're most excited for, whether it was on this list or not. Remember to check out RottenTomatoes.com for the latest updates on scores and reviews for everything mentioned, as well as the movie and TV world at large. That's all for today, Fresh Family. Until next week, stay fresh.